No, please stop. You're gonna ruin everything. Hi there, guys. Welcome back to YouTube. Esty. What the fuck? Fine, you can be in the YouTube video too. I don't give a fuck. Anyway. Hi there, you guys. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's that one idiotic guy here, and I'm back. Today's episode, I kind of wanted to do something different other than gaming. So this is gonna be like a real life episode. I was doing some spring fucking cleaning. Ida, I swear to God, you're gonna ruin everything. You're gonna ruin everything. I was doing spring cleaning, and I found a yearbook. Not gonna show you the front. SD, this isn't about you. You weren't even alive back then. This is my middle school yearbook, 8th grade. This was the year 2015. 7 years ago, 8th grade. And I kind of wanted to just look through it and find all the people who I liked and who I didn't like. I'm only gonna go on a first name basis because I'm not gonna expose people. But keep in mind, this school was not that populated, so I might say a name and right away it's gonna click with people. So let's fucking fight in the comments. Hida, this isn't about you. You're gonna knock someone over. I swear to God, look, you're gonna go beat up Scrump. Leave Scrump alone. Also, yeah, it's a different angle because I didn't want to show you my ugly bed. And yeah, I have my stuffed animals because I was like, why the fuck not? This is childhood. And these were my only friends as a child. You weren't even fucking alive. You weren't a friend of mine yet. Now you're my best friend. But yeah, as of 2015, these were my only homies. Anyways, so first things first. There it is. The epitome of being in middle school. Dicks everywhere. I don't know why. It's just the norm. Anyways, so there's a lot of them. There's a lot of messages in here that are very like plain and boring. Like hags have a great summer. I hated everybody who wrote that in my yearbook. Everybody. Because it's just like, you could have done so much more. Write me an essay. Like, a lot of people in here did, and that's why I like these people. That's why I let them write in my book. A lot of other people didn't. So fuck those people. I mean that in the like meanest way possible. Fuck you. See, and then like right here, it says hags, and then their phone number, and then their name. I don't give a fuck. I didn't text you. You didn't text me. Don't do that. Fuck you. The etiquette. Okay, so this is one that my good gal pal, who I don't talk to anymore. She said, Julian, you will always be my squishy. That was her nickname for me. I was squishy. Speaking of squishy, I remember this girl. Her name was Janice. That was her name, but we called her something different because I guess she preferred her nickname. She had this white Sharpie, and she tried to go in on all of my freckles just to like count how many they were. I forgot what the number was, but it wasn't really accurate because she tried to like dot on my face, and my face was squishy, so it didn't really work. And I was like, okay. See, look, there's another dick. What the fuck? It was funny though because as much as we would like to draw dicks everywhere, certain kids were like, no, stop, my parents are gonna look at it. So we had to disguise them. That's why this one's a fucking snail. Bitch, you can see the dick. Oh my God. Okay, so since I was Mexican as fuck, they called me Juan Carlos Jimenez Martinez Gonzalez Esteban Juan Julio Ricardo Montoyes de la Rosa Ramirez Barajas. Which, I mean, it's indirectly from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. The fucking bellboy, his name was Esteban, but his full name was that. So yeah, they called me that because I was a fucking bean. I'll get into this one later, but me and like 2 other friends, we went to detention together for no fucking reason. The whole thing started was when one of the friends, her name was Nina, I'll call her Nina for short. Nina had detention. And so me and another friend, Anai, we were just like, we don't have anything better to do. Let's just go to fucking detention and just fucking dick around. And we did. And it just became like a weekly tradition. So then we called it hashtag detention Wednesdays. And then, and keep in mind, that was only like the front page, like where everybody would sign it. So now we're in the class of 2015, the 8th grade section. And I kind of like underlined everybody who were like, I had a memory with, or one that specifically I had. And again, I'm not showing names and I'm not doing last names or like specifics. It's just a general first name. A lot of these are common and a lot of these are very specific. So if we're specific, I talk shit about you. Be fucking bad. Okay, so first one was Annabelle. She gave me very bitch vibes. Why is I like how that's what I started off with. But I mean, it's my fucking channel. I do what I want. And like, I don't mean it in like, they did something bad to me. It's just, I was a very judgmental, well, I'm a very judgmental person as a whole. So yeah, Annabelle gave me bitch vibes. You didn't do anything to me. It's just every time I would see you in the hallway or walking around, you always intimidated me. So bitch vibes. Next we have Sydney. Keep in mind, cause yeah, this is middle school. So if you know me from high school or recently and I call your name, not about you. Fucking worry. But Sydney, she was an icon in itself. She was student body president, but she was very cool. Like, I know student body like makes people cringe because they're like the popular people. I wouldn't say she was popular. She was overall very cool, and she was overall nice to everybody. And it makes sense why she was student body president, but the fact that she was nice just puts her above everybody else who was a part of student body and was a fucking dickhead. So I love Sydney. She was a part of, I was a part of her group. We have Mindy next. She was an artist, and she would, like, I think for the few classes I had her, she would doodle on my pages and she'd be like, look, this is you. Or look, I'm bored. That's all I really remember about her, was that she was an artist. And it's like, it's middle school, so this is when like anime was first becoming, and she would just draw little like chibi characters. If she was really fucking bored, she would whip out like full on like manga art style. Like, she would turn those arts out. Next we have Darla, and honestly, I only remember Darla because me and her had the last name, and we would constantly be confused as siblings or cousins, when in fact we weren't. We just had the same last name. I don't fucking know. Next we got me, and I'll post the fucking picture. All right, editor me, add it in there now. See that? That shit's fucking ugly. I don't know how that became this. Either way, kill it. Fucking curb stomp that shit. Next we have Ellis. I remember playing Smash Bros before school started. Like, it was the lunch area, and me, him, and a bunch of our friends would get our 3DSs out and play Smash Bros. And it was stupid because a bunch of times there would be like administrations who's like, put your games away. It's school time. Mind you, it was before school started. So shut the fuck up. Administration was stupid as hell. But I feel like he didn't have his own. I could be wrong. Honestly, I don't remember too much. But he didn't have his own, and he would use somebody else's 3DS, and he then borrowed it, but I don't think he gave it back. So okay, next we have Every, and Every was Every in the nicest way possible. She was a bad kid, and so we in middle school we had textbooks, and she would just grab the pages and flip them like that, flip them, and I'll just like bend them in like that, and then squish the book together. So every page was folded, We had this one teacher, fucking in the closet dickhead teacher. She would always come into his. It was like the end of the day, so I'm sure Miss Girl was tired, but she would always come in rowdy as fuck. She didn't want to listen. She was like, fuck school. And honestly, looking back, I respect the shit out of her. And that poor teacher, that poor down low in the closet teacher, he had it rough because he had to deal with her. But honestly, I think at the end of the year, she was like a model student. Well, not model, but she got her act together. So good for her. I hope she's doing good. She was always really nice to me, I think. Next we have Rebecca. I used to call her Becky. We were good friends because we had PE classes together. And back then, in middle school, you would have to. They would throughout the year, like the certain months were like a set sport. So like 1 month was baseball, 1 month was soccer, 1 month was football. And I remember me and her would get along really well because so the teacher would section off like grades, I guess. I remember it was football. So she was like, you can either go to the beginner group, the intermediate group, or the advanced group. You know, all the boys went to the advanced group. A lot of the girls went to beginner group, and then a couple people stayed in the intermediate group. I didn't like sports at all, and a lot of my friends were in the beginner groups because I was friends with a lot of girls. So I'd go play football with them. And Becky, oh Becky, she was good at football. I was like, it was touch football, and we don't tackle. No, not at the school. She was a good quarterback. Let me tell you, like people underestimated the shit out of Becky, but fuck, Becky was on her shit. So looking back, good for her. Or they underestimated me as well. But I mean, I was short and fat. I was like fucking 4'8". I don't fucking know. I was short as shit. But I was fast. So they handed the ball to me, and I was like, zoom. Yeah, I got me hella touchdowns. Yeah. Okay, next we have Aaliyah. And I remember Aaliyah because we had math together in 8th grade. And I was put all my life I was in advanced math, but for some reason they put me in intermediate math. And I wasn't upset. I wasn't gonna complain about it. I was like, okay, I'll be in intermediate math. I don't care. It'll be an easy grade for me. I was amongst the smartest students there. Wait, I just realized I skipped somebody. Oh no, I didn't. My bad. My bad. Okay, cut that out. So, I was amongst the smartest people in that class. And the teacher recognized that I was smart. So she put me next to a bunch of students. Yeah, I was the smart one who got put up against a bunch of students. Can figure out what those students were. And Leah was there. She asked me something, and I was an asshole back then. I was an asshole. I will admit that, and I'm an asshole now. She asked me a question, and in my small, tiny fucking human brain, I was like, this is the easiest question ever. Why are you asking me this? And instead of like being nice and being like, oh, that's really easy. Let me help you out. I grabbed my textbook and I went, it was loud as fuck. The teacher's like, Julian, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. And then after like all the tension died down, she looked at me. Aaliyah looked at me and she's like, why did you do that? Why are you being fucking dramatic? I just asked you a simple question. And I was like, it's not hard. She had done nothing wrong. I was just being a little dramatic dickhead. Overall, she was nice when she didn't ask me questions. I'm an asshole. Next, we have Ben. Okay. I only remember one interaction with Ben, and this was when Pokemon Black and White 2 were coming out. Which, goated game. A great ass game. We were all talking about it, and Ben being the fucking, like, this kid was egotistical as fuck. Like, you couldn't tell him shit. So me and my friends were talking about it. He was like, you guys are talking about the new Pokemon game? And we're like, yeah, like, it looks great. He's like, I already have it. And like, I mean, me being a fucking nerd, I was like, you don't fucking have that game. It doesn't come out yet. It comes out like 2 weeks from now, I think. I don't know. I'm just giving a number. And he was like, I already have it. My dad works at GameStop. And I was like, ain't no fucking way. So I called his bluff. I was like, bring the game tomorrow. So I know you're not lying. Fair enough. He brings it tomorrow. He had White 2, a physical copy. And I looked at him. I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, I told you. And I was like, this is where I was like, this is where my psycho brain was like starting to like grow as like a 8th grader. I was like, let me jump this kid and take his game. I didn't do it, but I was like, let me do it real quick. Let me do this because I want to play Pokemon White like as fast as I could. He's lucky I didn't. In all honesty, I was short as shit, and he was like average height, so he probably would have won. I was so fucking excited for that game that I wanted to get it. But yeah, I didn't really like Ben. We have Brendan next. Me and Brendan had 6th grade math together, and me and him actually started a comic together. I was barely learning how to draw like anime, which I stopped, but like I was attempting. And again, like he was really good at it, and he would draw chibi characters, and they were like really good. But he was mad funny. But yeah, we tried writing a comic, and then like we tried to keep it going to like 7th grade. We stopped talking. I honestly think I might have some of the comics. That might be another episode. Eek. Okay, so I mentioned this girl before. Her name is Anai, and she like again it was me, Anai, and Nina. I'll get to Nina in a bit. Anai was like, she was funny to me, and I guess that's pretty much it. This was back when I was like, I had my little straight boy phase, so I thought she was pretty cute. Did I bleep that out? But yeah, that was pretty much it. It was honestly really funny, and I don't know what happened to her. I honestly still think like I like see her around, and I don't know if it's just me tripping, but this has to be my most favorite person ever. I still follow her on like IG, but her personality was so wacky. It was like she was so eccentric. She was so hilarious. And like honestly, if you had like any beef with her, you're fucking insane. She was so happy and like so energetic and so lovable. I don't know how anybody had any beef with her. I don't even know if she had beef. This was Miss Jaden. Mama, let me tell you, her hair. I remember because me and her go way back. We go back from middle school all the way to elementary. And elementary school, we had wacky hair day. This bitch. I think she had a candy in her hair. I think they were like Jolly Ranchers. Like she went balls to the walls with her personality. Like that's the one thing I loved about her was her personality and how like silly she was. It was so funny. She was wildly out there. I love her for it. Good for her. Can't buy a personality. And that girl, she got $1 million personality. Okay, so going back to Ben, we had his little lackey. We had Gabriel. Very good boy. I mean that in the shittiest way possible. Man was always scared of everything. We have Daniela. Again, with 8th grade history class, I was talking to her friend because I liked her friend. And then so Daniela knew, I think. So she would try and talk with me. That's all I really remember about Daniela. Pretty much it. Okay, next. We got my good buddy, who I still talk to. And the only reason I started talking to him was because his older sister was like, hey, you guys are in middle school now and you guys both have phones. Trade phone numbers. And we were like, what's that? We became best friends. And I still talk with him. His name is Elijah. I don't know you're watching this. If you aren't, fuck you. To watch it. No, but yeah, me and him, again, he was part of the Smash Bros squad. I felt so bad. Because he had a little brother, and I think his little brother broke his DS. So when we were playing like Smash Bros, he couldn't close his all the way, or else his DS would just turn off. So when he had to like close it, when when administration would come by, he had to like close it and put his thumb in between so it wouldn't turn off. This kid, I love him. Next we have Darlene, and Darlene actually got me into cross dressing. I only say cross dressing. I use that word lightly. Me and her, we had fun. Hi Hida, are you coming back for story time? You knocked Oshawa over. What's wrong with you? Bitch. Could you? Yeah, so you're gonna stay in the camera. Okay. Well, Hira's here. So it was Spirit Week for school, you know, Spirit Week. And me and Darlene, it was twin day, and everybody else had twins. And Darlene looked at me and she's like, "Do you want to be my twin?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So she was like, "Okay, it'd be really wild if you wore a skirt and like we twinned with that." So I was like, "Dude, dope. I don't care." And she's like, "You're serious?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'd love it." So she brings me a skirt, and I was wearing like little cargo shorts. So I put the skirt over my shorts, and I tucked my shorts like in like up the skirt as much as I could, so it just appeared that I was wearing nothing but a skirt. And let me tell you, Darlene was my awakening. She helped me like like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I scare you? Sorry, Hira. She was the awakening. She helped me out. I could do a whole story time based on cross dressing in general. Yeah, she did that. So I love Darlene for that. Next, we have Tristan, and again, another personality that you couldn't buy. $1 million personality. Fucking outrageous. It's funny because in her yearbook photo, she looks tweaked as fuck. She's like, oh fuck, I hated this kid with a passion. We had Felipe. Wait, no, it was Philippe. Hated this kid. He was your general popular douchebag. Was cool with everybody. If you weren't cool with him, you weren't cool with anybody. I remember waiting for my dad to pick me up from school, and you see him and his dad in their like convertible just like zooming down the street. And I was like, oh, it all makes sense. Do with that what you will. Next, we have my homie Felipe. Now, again, another personality which was wild as fuck. I know I've already mentioned that like 3 different times, but when I tell you he was just overall funny. And we had this thing where he was like, I can pop out my wing bone, and we're like, you're what? So he would just pop it out, and he's like, put your hand on my back, and he just like popped it out, and we're like, what the fuck? He was super funny. Next one we got Giovanni, which I was really close with. Well, I wouldn't say close, but me and him talked a lot in middle school, and then once we got to high school, I think I was a dickhead and like we split ways because we didn't really talk like much after the beginning of freshman year. I think that was my fault. You know, I'm honestly gonna take blame for everything because like I noticed I distanced myself. But yeah, he was overall really cool, really funny. I remember this one time we were sitting next to each other in English class, and he was like, "You have white stuff in your hair." I was like, "What the fuck? Get it out!" So he was like trying to get it out for me, and the teacher calls on him, and then he was like, what? Yes." And then she was like, "Answer this problem." And then he was like, I don't know." And she's like, "Well, if you weren't messing with Julian's hair, then maybe you would know." And I was like, "I'm sorry." And then he looked at me. He's like, and then so she's like, "Julian, you answer the problem." And I swear to God, like, I didn't do this on purpose, but I knew the answer. And I didn't purposely like get him into trouble, but I knew the answer. So I was like, I think it was English class. We were talking about like simple, compound, and complex sentences. So I think she asked, "What kind of sentence is this?" And he didn't know, and I just guessed. I was like, simple. And she was like, correct. And then she was like, Giovanni, what makes it a simple sentence? And again, he's like, I don't know. So I felt so bad because like that teacher had it out for both of us. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? But in the second half of the second half of the year, like me and that teacher were cool. Next we have Juan, which me and him also it was middle school and then high school. And this, let me tell you, this kid was me and him had math class together, and like he like whipped his folder open, and I just see a little like square like fall onto the desk. I was like, what's that? So he grabs it. He's like, nothing. I knew what it was. It was a little square. It had a little circle inside. It was a prophylactic. But yeah, he had that, and he had like a long-term relationship girlfriend, who I think, yeah, I'll get to later on. But he had a girlfriend, and then like she looked so embarrassed at the time, and I was like, okay. And then he was like, you know what that is, right? And I was like, yeah. And he looked at her, smiled, and then looked at me, and he's like, I'd be going in, if you know what I mean. And I was like, bitch, we are in the 8th fucking grade. What the fuck are you doing? Sorry, G. I was shook when he said that. I was like, oh, okay. Get it, I guess. So next we have Sierra. And I don't have much to say about Sierra, is that we only had PE together. And in PE, when it was a rainy day, she taught me how to play Scorpion. And I bite my nails out of boredom / anxiety. So when me and her went to play, she dug her nails into my arm. And I didn't have shit. I just had nubs. And I was like, ow, this isn't fucking fair. I'm losing. And so I had to tap out, and like I like looked at my arm. There was like her fingernail dents inside my skin. I was like, how am I not bleeding yet? Anyways, Sierra was fun. Oh no. Okay, so we have my good friend. His name was Will. This kid was bad. And again, I mean that in the nicest way possible, like I said with Every. He was bad. He was a good student. He was bad. Like, this kid invented dark humor. That's what I liked about him. Like, he was hilarious. Okay, next we have Kayla. And me and her were cool in 8th grade. We went to 2 separate high schools. And then we met back together because I was in marching band in high school. We met back together for a parade. And I was like, oh my god, Kayla, like, hi, how have you been? And she was like, hey, how have you been? Like, fucking pretended we didn't, like, she didn't know who the fuck I was. Like, 100% pretended she didn't know. And, like, maybe she didn't fucking know. But still, you could have been like, who are you? So I could have, like, reminded you instead of fucking lie to me, punk-ass bitch. Fuck Kayla. I'm mad. I shouldn't be mad. Anyways, next we have Juliana. All I have to say about Juliana is that someone mentioned Mean Girls once, and she's like, I've seen that movie 100 times. Like, I know every word about it. And we're just like, girl, chill. It's not that serious. Next, we have my good gal pal. We were really close in middle school. We skipped high school. And then I found her in college. So, like, that's a fucking turn of events. This was Crystal. Super funny. Like, even when she would talk about like something sad, she would always try to like bring up the tone and make it like happy and cheery and like funny. In college we went to Wingstop every Monday, and I think we would skip class and just go to Wingstop and then go home early. Needless to say, I'm a dropout, but I hope she's still doing good. Daniel. He was okay. I looked at his last name, which I didn't know what his last name was, but interesting. The only moment I have together with Daniel is when we were in 7th grade PE. We had to like spot each other to like lift weights, and obviously I didn't know what the fuck like spotting meant. So like he was doing like barbells. My fucking bone just popped. He was doing barbells, and then we had to spot them. So I had to like get close to him to like in case like the weights fell. And we're wearing fucking gym shorts, like nothing like that. So then I get like a little too close. I didn't even think I was that close, but I get a little too close to him. He's like, dude, your balls are in my face. And I was like, what? So I back up. And let me tell you, that shit was fucking traumatic because I was like, bitch, I don't even like, I wasn't even anywhere near you that my balls were in your face. I was like, sorry. That's all I have to say about Daniel. We have Anaya, and Anaya was good friends with Sydney, who was at the beginning. She was tall. And I'm saying this because I was like 4'8", 4'9", 4 something. She was tall. And again, she was like wildly nice. She was friends with Sydney, so obviously like they were really nice. But yeah, she was fucking tall. And I mean that as a short person complimenting you as a tall person. I will never get to be that tall. You are fucking tall. Good for you. You got the good genes. Okay, so next we had my prominent straight boy crush from middle school. Everybody knew I was wildly fascinated with the girl. Probably because I didn't know I was gay yet. Did I mention her name? Whatever, I've been doing it with her. I don't even care. I give no fucks anymore. Her name was Melanie, and again, me and like, I didn't know how to. I had no game. I still have no game. So in order to like court her and become like a romantic interest, I had the idea in my stupid small brain that you should be best friends with them and then reveal that you have a crush on them. Which, hey, that's really fucked up towards the recipient because they think they found a really good friend only to then find out that you were trying to get with them. So, sorry. Sorry, that's how I was like, that's how I thought. I had a stupid ass little brain. So sorry. But I mean, I think she had a boyfriend at the time, and I kind of confessed to her over text because I was like really upset that she had a boyfriend, which it's my red flag. I know it's a bad thing. And so I told her over text, and then like was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't feel that way about you." So I was like, "Damn, that fucking sucks." And then this was like end of 7th grade, and then over the summer of 8th grade, we didn't talk. 8th grade, we didn't talk at all. So I was like, damn, I really lost a good friend. As I had feelings. I'm sorry. Like, listen, I didn't know I liked the boys yet. I'm sorry. She was wildly pretty though. Like, honestly, like me now can like look back and be like, damn, she had some good style. She was pretty. So good for her. Next, we got nobody on this page. Yay! Fuck all you guys. Christopher. I can't say much about Christopher, except A, I think I kind of liked you. He was the quiet type. And then I would walk home from my school back to my house, and on the way back, I would stop at a Subway because I had a Subway gift card, and I would get like a 48-ounce drink and get a fucking drink. And I saw him there at the Subway, and I said hi to him, and then he gave me the straight boy. He said, "Up," and I was like, "Hey yo, stop." I'm really fucking exposing myself. Listen, I don't fucking care. I'm just being honest. Like, this is it. I'm being fucking honest. Okay, next we have Leon, who I knew him as Malik. He was really nice. He was the first. I think he was Muslim. I'm only saying I think because it's been so long ago. And like some people, like there was two kinds of people that would come and interact with him. One who were absolute assholes to him just for the fact that he was. I'm pretty sure it was Muslim. Just for the fact that he was Muslim, they were like complete assholes to him, and we're just like, can you guys fucking like not? He's really cool. And then two people like me who are actually like cool and fascinated about his culture and his background. And I was a middle schooler, so me being like impressionable, I was like, dude, that sounds really cool. Like, tell me more stories. Next, we got Troy, asshole. Sorry, not sorry. He was in our middle school band. He was percussion, and all of percussion thought they were the shit. Honestly, maybe they were the shit. I didn't give a fuck about popularity. I was like, dude, I'm playing my instrument. Like, I don't give no fucks. Alongside Troy, we have Emily. It's the same thing. It's your typical pretty white girl who's popular. That's all I can say about her. That was the personality. LOL. Next, we got motherfucking. I don't even want to say his name. Fuck it. Next, we got Garrett, and all I remember about Garrett was that he was a early pubescent. He was very vocal about him being pubescent in a sense that he would talk about things, and me being me, like small as fuck, I was like, kind of weird. Like, why the fuck is he talking about that shit? I don't know. Again, he was part of that like popular squad, but I was like, that's fucking weird, homie. Yeah, I ain't talking about you. Next, we got Joshua. Joshua was a giant, and I mean that like this man was tall. He had that testosterone, like he had so much of it. Tall as fuck. He was. He was literally like bloodthirsty. The teacher asked us what our favorite colors was, and he looked at her with a dead stare, and he was like, "Blood red." Like, sir, like I'm pretty sure like if you pissed him off, like, aren't if you pissed him off enough, he'd actually like try and like beat the shit out of you. And honest to say though, in eighth grade, yeah, in eighth grade, the teacher was doing like a who's stronger, boys versus girls, and there was like 32 girls up against like 8 boys in our class. And then so obviously the girls beat us because they outnumbered us. There was a lot of them. So then we all went back to the classroom, and the teacher's like, "Okay, students, is anybody hurt?" And then everyone's like, "No, we're fine." And there's one girl. I'll get to her in a minute. I'll get to her in a minute. But I'm just skipping to it. This girl, Susan. Susan was a fucking savage. She was like, "No, teacher, we're all fine. Except Joshua's ego." And everyone's like, "Oh shit, bitch, she fucking burned him." And Joshua got mad. He was mad, but he was embarrassed because he got called out. Everyone was like, "Oh shit, Susan fucking roasted him." Susan was a badass. I love Susan. Good for her. Next, we got Kevin. And Kevin falls into the category of Giovanni, where we were cool in middle school, and then we were cool in high school as well. Except me and Kevin didn't really talk until this 1 year of summer school. We had this one teacher who was like primetime MILF. I don't want to like get into it because it's fucking weird to like think about, but like MILF. And then Kevin was like all up on her, and I was like, "Hey, yo, chill." And he was like, "Nah, man, she fine." You know what though? Shout out to Kevin though. Kevin was A1 for him. We have Alex next. All I can say about Alex is Spider-Man. Man loves Spider-Man. Okay. And next, coming back to it, we got my friend Janice, which she was ahead of her time. That's all I'm gonna say. She was ahead of her time. She was like, I remember this one time she was talking about weed, and like we were, I think seventh grade, we were eighth grade. Okay, so now that I think about it, we had a substitute. It was me, Janice, and then 2 other people. And then we're like, "Teacher, can we go outside to like do our work? Like, it's a nice day out." And the substitute teacher was like, "Go for it, fuck it, I don't care." We went outside, and then she was like, "Do you guys want to play hide and seek?" And we're like, "What?" We're like, "We're supposed to be doing work." She's like, "You guys want to play hide and seek?" Like, we're like, "Fuck yeah!" We used the whole school. Like, I don't know how we didn't get caught, but we used like the whole school, and it was so much fucking fun. And then like I remember, I think I got caught. I got caught, and so I got caught in within the game of hide and seek. So I had to go back to where our textbooks were, and then the teacher came out. He's like, "Where is everybody?" And I was like, "Oh, they went to the bathroom. Like, I'll wait until they come back, and then we'll all go inside. Like, I'll wait for them here just so they don't get confused, okay?" And teacher's like, "All right, you're a good student." And I was like, "Thanks." The teacher went back inside, and then I was like, "Fuck." So I had to like book it around campus, and I was like, "You guys, like, we gotta go back." And I'd say like that was my one memory that reminds me of Janice, was because that was her idea. Next we have Ivan. I think Ivan was British, and he was a smart ass motherfucker. Like, so smart to where I thought, why is he in middle school? Why does he not like already have a degree? Why is this bitch not Jimmy Neutron? All I have to say about Ivan. I'm not gonna talk about you. You fucking know. Because I don't have much to say about you. Catherine. I'm not gonna say much about Catherine except this one time in sixth grade science, it was like, Julian, you have something in your teeth. And I was like, what? Where? And she's like, it's right there. So I was like trying to like dig it out, and I was like, is it gone? She's like, no, it's still there. Orange. And I was like, I mean, I'm saying this as like with as much tone as she gave me. She was one no, basically. She was like, Julian, you have something in your teeth. And I was like, where? And I was like, it's right there. I was like, bitch, can you fucking help me? All I had to say about Catherine, she was very one note. But again, I don't know if I did have something in my teeth or not. Honestly, I didn't get anything else, so I think she was messing with me. But next we have Nicholas, which I don't have any memories of him in middle school. But I think a year ago, I bumped into him in public, and he was like, Julian, is that you? I was like, yeah. And he was like, it's me, it's Nicholas. And I was like, Nicholas? That sounds familiar. He's like, we went to middle school together. And I was like, no fucking way. And he was like, yeah, like we had this teacher. And I was like, dude, I didn't even recognize you. Okay, so preface, me and him were short as fuck. So when I saw him a year ago in like 2021, this man was tall. And I was like, holy shit, like he had a glow up. Like, god motherfucking damn. It was crazy. But that's all I can say about Nick. We have Angelina next, and me and Angelina, we had certain classes together. And I remember every time I would talk to her, we would always argue. It was like we were an old ass married couple. For no fucking reason, we would fight. And honestly, like something about it, like it was very like calming to argue and fight with her. It was just a good pastime. Like obviously we didn't do it enough to like get in trouble by the teachers, but like I remember me and her would sit next to each other, and I was like, "How do you do this one?" I think it was math, and I was like, "How do you do this one?" Like you're fucking stupid, and I was like, "You know, a question." She's like, "You're so dumb," and I was like, if you don't fucking help me out right the fuck now. And then there's another time we were I was like heavily into origami in middle school. And I was like, I hate when like when they're giving like an origami tutorial on YouTube, and they say you have to like use glue or tape or like a safety pin. She's like, oh my god, me too. It's not even real origami at that point. And I was like, we have something in common? Hold on. So it was either me and her would always like fight and bicker, or we were just really cool. Either way, it was always a great time with her. She's really nice. Next we have Kendall, and Kendall, all I can say is that one time they said they had a cold sore on their lip, and everybody ripped on them, and they're like, you have herpes, because we were a little fucking, we were a middle school kid. We were like, he has herpes. And he's like, guys, I don't have herpes, I just have a cold sore. And we're just like, you have herpes. We were fucking stupid ass middle schoolers, man. To this day, probably had herpes. Next we have Stetha, and Stetha, she was a really good friend to me. It's just I feel like she would overtly make wild ass stories. At that time, I believed her, and I was like, listen, like even if you're fucking full on lying to me, I'll still believe you. Looking back at it now, I was like, this girl was lying. I will say, however, every time like her parents like made her lunch from home so that she could bring it in, and me being like broke as fuck in middle school, I would have to like eat from the cafeteria, and like not even the good food. Like I couldn't even get like the free food because my parents didn't fill out the fucking paperwork. So I had to get like them nasty ass peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Anyways, so she would give me some of her food. She's like, Julian, like you want some? And I was like, is that? She put me onto so many foods. Put me on a dragon fruit, star fruit. Like I think I don't know what it was, but like her mom sent her in with like fried fish, and I was like, hey yo, this shit's good. Like she put me onto so many food. And she was a good artist too. That, and I remember like for the dragon fruit that she brought in and the star fruit, She brought a fucking knife into the school, and we're just like, why do you have a knife? And she just pulls out the fruit, and she's cutting it. Like, I have to cut it open somehow. And we're just like, okay. Needless to say, Ms. Mama, she was cool. I don't keep in touch with her though. Next, we got Sharon, and let me say, Sharon, I like I mentioned, she was the one who called me squishy in the beginning, but she was overall really cool. She gave no fuck. She was another bad bitch. She was like, she was the nerdy girl who was also a bad bitch. So it made her like 10 times cooler. She got me a birthday present, and I was like, homie, I don't even know you like that. Like, thank you. Fucking cool. Like, she didn't even have to do that. Like, this bitch could have just said happy birthday, and I'd have been like, thanks. She got me a whole ass present. I don't know what happened to that present. I think I gave it back to her. I was like, fuck, homie, I can't take this. But yeah, she was cool as shit. Next we have Sasha, and Sasha was always bullied because of his long hair. Forgot the word. But overall, he was bullied because of his long hair. I mean, like, long hair. Like, his shit was longer than most of the girls. And, like, everybody, like, bullied him, and they called him a girl. They're like, no wonder your parents called you Sasha, blah, 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 blah. That's all I have to say. I mean, I didn't bully him, but he got bullied because of his hair. I was like, you guys are bullying him for that? Damn. Kids are fucking assholes in middle school. Next, we have another one of my good friends who I lost touch in high school. But I mean, I still follow him on IG, so we're cool. This was Jalen. He was my best friend, my like best friend in elementary school going into middle school. We would have hella fun together. Like, he put me onto like a lot of video games, and he had a bunch of video games that I didn't have. He was a really cool friend. He was the shit. It's the homie. Next we have Alejandra, and all I can say is I don't remember much. Is that she was really funny, but I remember this one time it was April Fool's, and then we walked into our English class together in 8th grade. We were holding hands. We walked in, and then she was like, "It's official," and I was like, "We're dating," and like everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then like a few people like actually bought it. They're like, "What the? When did you guys like start dating?" And I was like, yeah, we're dating. Look, we're holding hands. I felt so bad. I was nervous as fuck. My hands were sweating. But we're just like, yeah, like we're dating. Like, we dated for the whole day just for April Fool's. Like, huh? Next, we got Jolie. And Jolie, she was my drug dealer. And I say drug dealer because she was part of the Girl Scouts, and she would always have a fucking box of Thin Mints for me. Even if she would sell out, she would always save one aside for me. And I was like, hey, yo, you're gonna put me into fucking crippling ass debt for these Girl Scout cookies. She was like, but you'll still buy them, right? And I was like, the fuck I will? Give me them. Give me some Thin Mints. Like, I still do, and I don't have a dealer no more. I need me a Thin Mint dealer. But yeah, Jolie it was dope. Just for that, just for the Thin Mints. That's all I have to say. Next we have Jesus, and I don't want to say much because I feel bad like looking back. Me and him were in a music class together, and he would always talk to me because we had to sit next to each other. We had the same instrument, and he would always talk to me about this Jurassic Park game, like a mobile version of Jurassic Park. And I think it was a time waster game where you had to like set up your Jurassic Park island, and like you had like your exhibits for your different dinosaurs. He would always tell me about it. And I was like, dude, I don't even play the game. And he's like, you should play the game. It's really fun. And like he wouldn't like I don't think he knew what social cues were because he didn't know I was uncomfortable. And so I would tell him, I was like, okay, but like, can we talk about something else? And he's like, okay, but like, can we talk about this dinosaur? And I was like, and I feel bad because I remember one day I got so fucking mad at him. And I was like, can you like shut up about your like dinosaur game? Like, I don't care. And like, obviously I did care because I was like, it's the one thing we had like going. But I was like, can you shut up? Like, I don't want to hear about your dinosaurs anymore. And he looked at me and he was like, sorry. Like, the quietest I'm sorry ever. And I was like, oh my god. Oh my god! I just hurt his feelings. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I feel bad because like I don't like everybody bullied him, and I think I was his one friend, and for me to just go off on him, I feel so bad. No, but in all honesty, like I did apologize to him later on, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I'm telling you, can we talk about something else? And you're gonna talk about the same thing. Like, obviously, I'm gonna get mad. He was like, okay, that's it. But we didn't talk after that, and I was like, fuck. Next we have Richard, and let me say, Richard was the icon we didn't know we needed. So I think Richard transferred there like from 7th grade or 8th grade, and he came in, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's gay," like full on. And if you would ask him, he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gay." So he was like, he was the turning point. So this is when it's middle school, so everyone's like, "I'm not gay. I'm not gay." This kid was full on out. He's like, "I'm gay. What about it?" He would come in, nails did. I think he had earrings. I don't remember if he had makeup, but he was like full on turning the party. And like I looked at him and I was like, obviously me being in the closet myself, I was like, you're fucking gay. But like that was closeted me. Like the person who was in the closet was like, you better work. I was like, look at you. Fuck. So obviously like I had a gay envy of this kid because he was out and proud and I was still in the closet. But like, good for him. Good for him. Okay, next we have my girl Nina, which her full name is Gia Nina, but I mean I called her Nina for short. And again, it was me, her, and Anai, and we were just the best little trio friend group that I could have asked for. Like honestly, I follow her on Instagram, and she's living her best fucking life. And honestly, props to her because she was the best. She is the best and simply the best. So honestly, like props to her. I hope she's doing good. She's doing good. The fuck? Oh my. Okay. So next up, we got my good girl. Ooh, I miss her so much. Like I don't know what happened to her, but I miss her so much. This is my friend Ashley, and I remember I called her. Well, like I called her a name based off her last name. I'm not gonna say her last name, but like we managed to like fit the word ghetto into her name. So we would call her Ashley blank ghetto because it just fit into her name. And then she was like, "Yeah, I'm so ghetto." Like, yeah, we were just fucking dicking around being stupid ass kids. And she was so fucking funny. Like, honestly, she was my favorite person in classes because of how fun she made them. She was super chill. She hilarious. And honestly, like she'll roast the shit out of you, but like you can roast her back. Like it was the best. Always a fun time with her. And next we have another good friend of mine who I still keep in touch with kind of. His name is Elisha. I've known homie from elementary to middle school and kind of high school. I talked to him through another person. He was overall my best friend. He was one of my best friends, one of my main like squadron of friends to like hang out with. Overall, really cool. I feel super bad because in his eyes, I was like the best person ever, and I feel bad because I don't talk to him enough of it as I should have. And I remember I had this crush on this one girl who then moved away, and he would always try to like hype me up. He would always try to give me advice. And I felt bad because one day like I snapped on one of them. I was like, I don't want your advice, my guy. And like and he, like again, his face, he was like trying to help. I was like, ah, like I don't this is why no I'm not friends with anybody. Because as a fucking child, I was a dickhead. Like now, like I'll give you that like sarcastic behavior, but you'll still know. But back then, like I was just a dickhead overall. But yeah, he was a really cool guy. Next we have nobody on this page. Whoa. Next up we have Sam. And again, Sam was the girl that was dating Juan. And I like it's funny because me, Juan, and Sam all went to the same high school, and I think like as soon as freshman year started, they broke up. So I was like, damn, y'all really got it on in 8th grade, but y'all broke up. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I remember she defended me one time because in band in middle school, our teacher gave us like bow ties, and me being like little gay boy, I like stretched out like the length of the bow tie strap to like that goes around your neck. I stretched it all the way out and I put it on my head like a little bow so that like the bow tie was like right here. And then her boyfriend Juan was like, "Hey bro, you look fucking gay in that. Like take that shit out of your hair." And then Sam stuck it up for me. He was like, "If he wants to have that in his hair, just let him." And I was like, she's an ally. She's an ally. Next we have Zach. Listen, all I'm gonna say is Zach was he looks like Aaron Samuels from Mean Girls. And I mean like he's good looking as fuck. Like the actor. So for me to say that about Zach was that's a compliment as fuck. But yeah, he was pretty good looking. Let me just expose myself. Are you guys catching all this? They're here for it. They're my homies. Next we have Angelina, and Angelina was another good artist. She also got me into anime. She got me into Fairy Tale. And anytime like she always had like good grades, and I was like, "How do you have good grades?" And she was like, "Oh, I take really good notes." Good notes, my ass. This girl would highlight like 3 things, and like those were the notes she studied with. I was like, "Ain't no fucking way." I don't really talk to her as much, or I didn't, but that's like the one memory. Next, we have my good gal pal. This was Brianna, and she was into Invader Zim. She was like your 2010 emo girl, kind of, except like not as dramatic with it, you know, like with the colored hair. I think because our school was fucking stupid and they wouldn't allow that. But like, she was into Invader Zim. She was into like, she was into Pokemon. She was into like a lot of like bands that I didn't really like listen to. Overall, really cool person. I remember this one time she was having a panic attack in band because we were expected to play a certain part and she couldn't get it. So she like yelled, she's like, "Stop looking at me," because everyone was like looking at her. So I was just like, "It's okay, like relax, calm down, like just breathe, and you can get through this, and you can play this bit." We ended up going to the fucking spring concert, and she turned that shit out. So like, she was probably having a bad day or whatever, but overall, really cool person, and I loved it. She was the homie. We would play Pokemon together. Like we would have battles, we would trade. It was the shit. That and me and her were like obsessed with Gur. Good times. Next we have Nicole, and Nicole, I knew her from literally across the street from my old house. Um, I would because I knew her in elementary, so I would go over to uh I would go over to her house, and I would play with her little brother, and her cousin, because we were all friends. That's pretty much all I have like talk about with her. Next we have Griffin. Griffin's your typical short, straight dickhead. Honestly, I never liked because he was always talking shit. Always talking shit, always thought he was the shit. And overall, I was like, dude, I cannot mentally with you. Can you go away? And that's pretty much the end. I just wanted to talk on that. Ugh. Anyways, next we got Melissa, and okay, let I just want to say this. I'm not gonna show her picture, but in this yearbook photo, she has magenta hair. No, not magenta. It was like mauve. It was like a pink purplish kind of hair color. She was super chill. She was a smart student, super chill, and super easy to talk to. She was the vibe. She was the moment. Okay. So veering towards the end, we have one person. I remember this in 7th grade history. We had a substitute. And then she was like, um, on the thing it says Deja, but all my friends call me Dejanae, so you can call me Dejanae. I think that's what the stupid nickname was. So then there's one day, like, after she told that substitute teacher that was her name, I was like, Dejanae, like, what's up? I was trying to, like, be, like, friendly with her. And she was like, she looked at me. Like, she was talking to somebody else, and she stopped. She looked at me. Like, don't fucking call me that. Don't ever call me that. You can't call me that. You can't call me that. And I was like, I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And then she's like, whatever. And then, like, she turns to her friend and continues talking. And to this day, I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know that was like a little inside joke between you and your friends. But like, you didn't have to be so hostile with me. That, and she was like a pick me basketball girl. Like, she would wear like the knee brace like on the outside. She would always come in like wearing her like PE clothes. And she made it very apparent that she was into basketball. I was like, girl, okay, if that's your personality. But yeah, that just set me off. That just set me in the wrong direction. I was like, you could have been better about it. That's the only reason I'm shit talking her now is because how she handled it back then. Sorry, not sorry. And next we have Isaiah, and he was a friend of Melanie. And honestly, I feel like after me and her fell out, me and him got closer. Like me and him had more jokes. And overall, he was a good time to talk with. That's pretty much it. Like he was a good time. He was a good friend to talk with, make jokes with. Oh, okay. So going back to Melanie, um, this we had this one class, but 2 different periods. So she was like, "Oh my god, I forgot to do this huge project," and I was like, "Fuck, I don't think I have time. Like I have her next period." So me being like the little simp that I was, the little good boy that I was like, "Oh, here I did the project." I was like, "I did the project. You want mine? Just turn it in and say it's yours." And then she would like her eyes lit up, and she's like, "Oh my god, yes, I love you so much." And like during that, "I love you" from her, I was like, like dumbfounded because she said that. So then she gave me the biggest hug and she ran off to class to go like write her name on it. And then fucking Elisha comes through and he's like, "Hey bro, she just said I love you." And I was still there like like fucking dumbfounded. Cause someone had a fucking romantic or someone had an interest in me. Interest in quotes because she didn't mean it like that. She was like, "Thanks for being a fucking simp and doing the homework for me. Thank you." And so like in the meantime, it took from from that point in time for me to have that same teacher later in the day. I had already like made another copy, not an exact copy, but I already made like another like project within that time, and I was like, fuck yeah. Next we have Rihanna, and I still follow Rihanna today. Back then she was super cool. I haven't kept up with her. I remember she had a speech impediment at the time, but last I talked to her, she had it like it was met. Like she was talking perfect. I was like, damn, good for you. Like those speech classes must have paid off. Like I think she had a mean stutter. But like for her to like go from point A to point B, she was like flawless at speaking. So props to her. That concludes the yearbook within. I'm gonna look through like the last few pages and then like see if there's anything to talk about. Okay, reading it. I'm reading this from Ashley. Ashley Ghetto, as we called her. And I remember, was it her or was it Crystal? One of them made like a whole list, a whole anime watch list for me to like watch. And she highlighted, she's like, this one's on Netflix, this one you can find online. Like she highlighted, like she was organized as fuck. I forgot which girl it was. But anyways, it says, make sure, it says, quote, "Make sure you don't get pregnant during summer." She knew I was gay. Bitch, huh? And then she says, watch Orange is the New Black because it's so good. And make sure you don't go homeless and live in a box in front of Walmart unless you really want to. Like, regardless to say, again, she was the moment. She was really funny. I don't remember who Kate was who wrote in here. And then Giovanni said, your main bitch. Love you, Giovanni. Oh, no, not that God bless. Who the fuck wrote in my book, God bless you? Now, I can't read what the fuck that says. See, and another bitch ass person wrote hags. Oh, fuck. Fuck your hags. And then, like, I don't know what the fuck that is. What the fuck is that? And then all I got from Anai was her name. Like, she gave no fucks. Yeah, and then look, fucking Kayla wrote right here. Hold on. Kayla wrote right here this little paragraph and had the fucking gall to forget me. Like, it's so annoying. Cause we had a nickname for each other. We would literally call each other Jellybean. And she fucking forgot. Ugh. This is why I have no friends, because the littlest thing makes me like not want to talk to you anymore. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, before we close out, this is what I learned to do in middle school. Instead of being a fucking good student, hold on, I learned how to spin a pen. I learned how to spin a pen. And there was these one students who would like spin it like fucking well, and I was like, damn, I thought I was good. No, but like sometimes I fuck up, but like anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, it's different content that I produce, but it's my channel, so I'll post what I want. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.